and we are heading into the second week next week. And then of course we have currently going on the TDC sponsored Romanako Morton Primary Schools Championship Cricket tournament, and we have some 8 teams competing in this tournament. And so I want to start off by extending highest commendations to the team at the Department of Sports, as well as the Department of Education, and all of our coaches and the entire team who have really come together to put on this tournament and to give our students the opportunity to be able to shine in the area of cricket and also to develop themselves in the area of cricket. And so to date, we had the opening ceremony for the cricket tournament on Monday, and of course you know that on Monday we had some torrential rains, and we opted to start the matches on Tuesday. And so the matches started proper on Tuesday, 25th June, and each day we have had two matches being played for the week thus far. And I'll give you the projections going into next week in a moment as well. And so our first match for the tournament was St. James Primary versus Maud Cross Prep, and that took place on Tuesday at 10 a.m. And so just for the purpose of providing some clarity, each match, there's a match at 10 a.m. and there's usually one at 1:30 p.m. And so we saw Maud Cross versus St. James Primary, and Maud Cross won that match with a score of 90 for 5, and St. James 26 for 10. Maud Cross therefore won by 64 runs, and we want to say commendations to them for that and for doing an exceptional job in that regard. We want to also give them highest commendations and to their coaches and the coaches for, as I said, all of the teams. So Maud Cross won that first match and they won by 64 runs. Then right after, we saw right after that Maud Cross versus St. James, we saw Charlestown Primary versus Ivor Walters. And that match was won by Ivor Walters Primary, and they had a total of 84 runs. They won by a total of 84 runs. And then we saw the next day, on Wednesday, VOGN versus St. Thomas's Primary. VOGN won by 134 runs. And then we saw JLPS versus EPPS, and JLPS won by 37 runs. On Thursday, we saw Ivor Walters versus EPPS, and Ivor Walters won their match by 37 runs. We also saw Maud Cross versus VOJN, and VOJN won their match by 10 wickets. And then on Friday, which was yesterday, we had St. Thomas's Primary versus St. James Primary, and St. James won that match by 5 wickets. And we saw Joycelyn Library Primary versus Charlestown Primary. Joycelyn Library Primary won that match by 13 runs. So as I said, it's been an exciting tournament, and we want to commend the players, we want to commend the teams for a job well done. And we hope that they will continue to grow in the sport. Of course, a bit later, I'll be able to share with you some of the upcoming camps, and there will be a camp in cricket as well. So we're encouraging all parents to take advantage of that opportunity, so that you can have your children developing in a sport that is near and dear to our hearts. We know that just recently we saw 2 players from the Federation, actually they're from St. Kitts. 2 of our players from St. Kitts have now joined the West Indies team, and so there is hope and there are many opportunities for our young cricketers to be able to access and to be able to do well outside of the West Indies team. We also know that we have several players out there playing at various levels in various divisions, and so we want to encourage you, to encourage your children to really participate in a sport that is near and dear to the hearts of us as a people, and of course it's ingrained in our history and who we are. And so I forgot, I didn't share with you I didn't share with you the man of match for each of the games, so I'm just going to go through that quickly. We have the St. James versus Maud Cross. Roseanne Daniel was the man of the match. In the CPS versus Ivor Walters match, Ajari Cornelius on Wednesday. And so we saw JLPS versus EPPS, and the man of the match was Kenroy Fraser. Ivor Walters versus EPS, man of the match Kimani Lawrence. Maud Cross versus VOJN, man of the match Deshaun James. St. Thomas's Primary versus St. James Primary, man of the match Austin Williams of St. James Primary. And JLPS versus CPS, the man of the match was Orion Mashan. And so we want to commend the man of for each of the games. We want to commend our outstanding players and those, of course, those who copped the man of the match title in those particular games. We look forward to next week's matches, when we will see on Monday EPPS versus CPS at 10 a.m. at ETW Park. St. James versus VOJN at 10 a.m. at the VOJN field. That takes place on Tuesday. So Monday at ETW, EPPS versus CPS at 10 a.m. On Tuesday, St. James versus VOJN at 10 a.m. and that will take place at the VOJN field. On Wednesday, we will see St. Thomas's versus Maud Cross at the ETW Park at 10 a.m. and on Thursday, we'll see JLPS versus Ivor Walters at 10 a.m. The semi-finals will take place on Monday 8th July, with the finals taking place on Wednesday 10th July. So it's lovely cricket here, our primary schools tournament, and we continue to encourage all of you to support our students. They have finished their end of year exams, and so they are using this opportunity to continue to grow in the sport, and we encourage you to continue to support them. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
From Queen City, Nevis, this is the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean, Vaughan Radio.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know, we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's you on the go. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. There's storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go.
All right, let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners, our viewers via Vaughan Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel. Welcome to this edition of Youth on the Go here on Vaughan Radio. I am Zanella Claxon from the Ministry of Education Natal, and we're here with you this Saturday, as we are just about every Saturday, to share updates, activities, events, as much as we can for the empowerment and growth of our students, of our young people. And of course, we just went through the results from last week's, with the first half of the cricket tournament, the TDC-sponsored Runako Morton Primary Schools Cricket Tournament, and we extended commendations to all of our students who participated. We also are aware that this week is the graduation week for our primary schools. Last week we saw most of the public preschools, and so we will have the graduation ceremony for some of our primary schools in this upcoming week, and I'll go through those with you so that you are aware, and that we ask you to also continue to support our young people in these regards and in these endeavors, and as they continue to grow from strength to strength. They look to us for support, and they look to us to be able to continue to cheer them on during their various ceremonies and the achievements and milestones that they reach in their lives. And so this week, or last week as I said, we saw the ceremonies for the public preschools, and as well as Nevis Academy. And so this coming week we will have on Tuesday, the Joycelyn Library Primary School will have their ceremony at the Eden Brown Church of God at 10 a.m. The St. Thomas's Primary School will have their ceremony at the Jessup's New Testament Church of God at 4 p.m. On that same day. On the 3rd, that's Wednesday, we'll see Naomi's Pre at Jessup's New Testament Church of God, 10 a.m. and Charlestown Primary at the Malcolm Gishard Recreational Park at 4 p.m. On that same day as well, we'll see Montessori Academy at the St. Paul's Anglican Church Hall at 4 p.m. On the 4th, we'll see Elizabeth Pemberton Primary at the United Pentecostal Church, Marion Heights at 10 a.m. and St. James Primary at Mount Nevis at 4 p.m. Then on the 5th, Friday the 5th, we'll see VOJN Primary at the Beulah Seventh-day Adventist Church at 9:30 a.m. On the 8th of July, Vernon Lou Preschool at the Charlestown Wesleyan Holiness Church at 4:30 p.m. The 9th, V&J's Preschool, the United Pentecostal Church at 9:30 a.m. Then on the same day, the 9th, we'll have Maud Cross Prep, Shiloh Baptist Church, 4 p.m. And on the 10th, we'll have Montessori Academy, Cleveland Gardens at 4 p.m. And we'll close out with the Ivor Walters Primary School on July 11th at 4 p.m. at the Shiloh Baptist Church. And so we see that it is going to be a very exciting time for our students, for our young people, for our parents as well. And we want to encourage you to continue to support, as I have said previously, to support all of our students as they engage in their various ceremonies, and as we know, it's just about the end of the school year, and school officially closes on July 12th for our teachers, and on July 10th for our students. And so we look forward to your support as they finish out the term. We encourage you to continue to also ensure that we minimize learning loss during the summer, and that we put measures in place to be able to give students the opportunity to access and continue to grow. Also, by way of information in terms of what is coming up next week, the grade 6 parent meeting for the Gingerland Secondary School will take place on Monday 1st July at 4:15 p.m. That's Monday 1st July at 4:15 p.m. Those students who are transitioning from grade 6 to Form 1, we are extending an invitation, and going to the Gingerland Secondary School, there's an invitation extended to you to attend the meeting on Monday at 4:15 p.m. Similarly, the meeting for the students transitioning from grade 6 to Form 1 and attending the Charlestown Secondary School, that meeting will take place on Wednesday 10th July at 9 a.m. That's Wednesday 10th July at 9 a.m. and you can learn a bit about what is expected at both meetings, your expectations, your rules, your dress code. I'm seeing EduPage, exposure to EduPage, and much more. So please, parents, You'll be able to, more than likely, and usually at these meetings, you also get your book lists and any clarification that you need in terms of expectations for the rest of the school year. So we encourage you parents to make sure that you are present and that you are punctual, so that you can get the information needed, you can get the clarity needed to be able to proceed. And so those 2 meetings will be taking place, and I'm hoping that you saved the date so that you'll be able to attend. And of course, you can also take with you any members of your students support system who are integral in the lives of your child or your children, so that the information could be shared and spread across the board. We also have come to the end of the 2024 edition of the Prospective Teachers course, and the Prospective Teachers course is one of the avenues through which the Department of Education hires new teachers for the upcoming academic year. And I say one because there are several avenues. We have some teachers some persons who attend the Prospective Teachers course and are selected through that process. We have some persons who are returning from CFBC, and this year we have some 9 persons returning from CFBC, who of course their placements will be prioritized because they're already under our employ. And then we have some teachers who are returning from university as well. So there are generally 3 avenues through which the hiring process takes place. And then in certain specialized areas, there's a 4th avenue, and that is through external calls for persons with a certain level of education or qualifications. And so, for example, if we are searching for physics teachers or chemistry teachers or mathematics teachers, there is a minimum requirement, a minimum criteria, and that process could possibly be slightly different if we have to do a national, regional, or international call for applications, which is often the case, especially in those highly specialized areas. And I think at this point it's a good time to send a plea out to our students. Even as you navigate your high school career and your high school life, we would love for you to just survey the landscape of some of the areas where we have gaps within the schools, within the your own classrooms, and of course within our service. And we're seeing several gaps, and just so that you are aware, we have over the years seen gaps in areas such as the social sciences, which include history and geography. We've seen gaps in the physical sciences, which include physics, and we've seen gaps in chemistry. I think those have been our major gaps. And then of course we've had gaps, especially at the high levels, for mathematics, and in recent years English A and English B, which was English literature and our traditional English usage subjects. And so we've also seen a decline in our modern languages in terms of instructional staff. And so as you think about what your next steps are, these are some areas that you can enter into, and quite often we see gaps. We've also seen gaps in some of our technical and vocational areas, including electricity, and so those are some considerations that we would like for our people to have. We've also gotten word from the Ministry of Health that there are some major gaps, and we want to, and I think they reflect also in our sector. And so we are seeing some gaps in environmental health, and up to yesterday I had a conversation with the PS of Health. They are greatly in need of persons who are willing to be qualified and who would pursue the qualifications in environmental health. We're also seeing the gaps in the mental health area, which transcends not just the Ministry of Health but also into our ministry as well, where we would like extra support and persons pursuing higher qualifications in counseling and psychology and clinical psychology. And we also are looking for persons who are in the area of diagnostics and speech and language therapy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy. So we're looking for those people because they, as I said, transcend the ministries, but they are high needs areas, and we're seeing major gaps. And the reality is that over time, we have had to have external calls for applications, but we would love for our students to have a keen interest in some of these areas, so that they can progress as well. And before I go any further, I want to take a pause for a cause, to state that when I called the list of graduation ceremonies, it was remiss of me not to announce that the Gingerland Preschool will have their ceremony on Wednesday, 10th July at 10 a.m. at the Gingerland Methodist Church. The Gingerland Preschool postponed their ceremony. It was initially scheduled for Thursday morning at 10, and of course they lost one of their students, and they were not able to proceed with the ceremony as scheduled, and so the ceremony has been rescheduled to the 10th of July at 10 a.m. And I think at this point I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge and to send out condolences to the Brand family on the loss of one of our students, and of course their a very important member of their family, Symphony Brand. She was a student at the Gingerland Preschool, and we want to extend condolences to the entire Brand family, and especially Mrs. Brand, who is the principal at the Joycelyn Library Primary School. And so on behalf of the Ministry of Education, we are going to observe a moment of silence, and then we'll take a break, and we'll be right back.
VON vibrates, the whole Caribbean must shake.
860 AM, the Powerhouse.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. An hour passes quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's Youth on the Go. Youth on the Go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, Youth on the Go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. With storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the Go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, Youth on the Go. Whoa,
right, welcome back to this edition of Youth on the Go here on Von Radio. I am Zanella Claxton from the Ministry of Education Natal, and this morning we are here with you. We are sharing some information, we're sharing some updates, and of course some activities that are available for our children as they transition to the summer break. For some persons and for some students, they have already started on some of the activities that we have available, and one such activity, I spoke of the prospective teachers course, but we also had the summer job attachment program, which took place during commenced 2 weeks ago, and we had very engaging interactions with our students. They're transitioning from being students to entering the world of work, and that is where we started that process of kind of thinking through and asking them to, challenging them to make a comparison in terms of their perceptions of what life would be like as an employee compared to life as a student. We were also able to see some of their and hear from them in terms of some of their thoughts and expectations, and also to share the expectations of some of the employees and prospective employees. And so we had sessions which covered general areas as they transition, such as professionalism, how to sell yourself and brand yourself as an individual and as an employee, and then how to project or share that through the process of resume writing. We spoke about the nuances of going online and how to appropriately use the internet and how to appropriately use technology in the world of work. We know that a lot of our young people struggle with the proper use of technology and technological devices, and so we wanted to also take them through that. And then as I said last week, we ended the training week with a vision board party where they were expected and challenged to think about who they want to be in the various elements and areas of their lives. And then they prepared for a career fair, and what I shared with you last week is that we're going to do it in reverse, or in the opposite format, not the usual format of persons presenting to them, but we had the interns set up their stations. They spent some time over the 2-week period doing, just about a week and a little bit, doing some research on the career that they thought they are interested in, what they listed on their application as their top interest as of now. And to be honest with you, some of them were still undecided because it is a point in their lives where they haven't figured it out yet. And so we had some conversations with them about their interests and how they could connect things that they're interested in and passionate about to their career, because at the end of the day, you always want to do things and pursue your dreams and make sure that you're happy in the process. And so each intern was assigned to a group, and the interns were given the opportunity to do the research for the group, create a business within the sector that they're most interested in, and try to apply their individual interests in a group context. They rose to the occasion. We saw groups. We had several. We had 3 business groups, I think. We had groups in architecture. We had groups in real estate. I think the real estate group had about 6 or 7 persons, and the conversation we had around real estate is that it is a sector right now that is, I think, developing and emerging. Of course, we have real estate agents here on Nevis. Many of them work more on the individual basis. Some of them have small groupings or companies, but we encouraged them to see and to explore some of the possibilities in real estate. And I think that group did an impressive job, especially because they might not have been able to get as much information through on the local context through their research, but they did an incredible job. We also saw a few groups which operated in the healthcare sector, and they showed various components of healthcare that they're interested in. We also saw some groups which focused on hospitality and on technology, IT, and we also had groups focused on sports. We had some persons who were interested in education as well, and so we incorporated them into the various groups, and they were able to show how their interest in education could come out within the business that they created through their group work. And so they set up their various stations, and they were able to interact with members of the general public as well as with each other. So each intern had a career fair passport where they were expected to go from booth to booth and capture the highlights of each booth, what they thought about it, what they liked about it, what areas they thought could be improved on. And they were able to cover that and do that well. And then they also had visits from prospective employers. So some of the businesses that are partnering with us, as well as some of our government officials and senior officers, stopped by, and they were also able to interact with our students. They were able to share some of their experiences, and also to give advice and tips to the young people. And let me tell you, by the time we were finished with that, there were some people where the employers were saying, oh, I like this person stood out because, and that person stood out because. And we were able to debrief yesterday with the prospective interns, and one of the components and elements which were shared was the fact that some persons were able to go and really draw some attention to themselves in a positive way, and persons were able to say, yeah, this person I think has potential to be a strong employee. And so in the debrief as well, we learned from them that while the experience was they saw it as a challenge. It took a lot of work in a short amount of time, that it was rewarding, because many of them, although they might have said, I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a lawyer, or I want to be an architect or chef, they had not to date done the research on the career that they thought they would be interested in, and they really had not had the conversations about the expectations here within our local context. A lot of what they learned and they knew was based on what they came across on the internet, and so many of them had the opportunity to speak with someone within their field and learn a lot from them. In fact, one of the healthcare groups actually visited the hospital, and if you listened to them, you would think that they work full-time there, because they were able to share so much with us in terms of how to go through the process of testing blood and urine and all of those things. We had a person who was interested in microbiology, and I was able to learn a lot from them as well in terms of what they discovered and uncovered in their various fields and areas of interest. And so I want to extend highest commendations to the interns, the prospective interns. They got their offer letters yesterday for the possible placements, and so during the course of next week, those will be finalized, and they will launch out to the world of work on July 8th. So they have just about 1 week, and then they will launch out to the world of work. All right, and so we have those activities happening, as I said, and they've started already, and those are opportunities for our young people. As you are aware, we also have quite a few camps coming up, some of which the registration date has already passed, and so I hope that, for example, that you have already registered for the Summer Library Program. As a product myself of the Summer Library Program, I know of its importance, and so I hope that it's 34 years. This is the 34th year of the Summer Library Program, and it is geared towards students ages 5 to 8 will have their program on July 22nd to 26th, and July 29th to August 2nd we'll see the 9 to 12-year-olds. Registration is closed. The camp is full. However, we want to, of course, encourage you to, for those who've already applied and already been registered, to make sure that you go on out and give your best as it relates to the upcoming camps. Similarly, we have a few other camps coming within our ministry and as well as within the general Nivision public. And so within our ministry, we will have various, in addition to the summer library program, we'll have different camps happening in the area of sports. And so we can look forward to the summer camps starting on July 15th. We will see the Emmanuel Richards football camp that takes place at the Nevis Athletic Stadium. It's $50 per registrant, and it starts at 9 a.m. and it goes till, our camp start at 9 a.m. and go till 11 a.m. daily. We'll see tennis camps also from the 15th to the 19th of July, and those cost $10. We'll see netball happening, and we have some big news about netball coming up in a few weeks as well. But netball will take place July 22nd to 26th at 2024, sorry, and then swimming will take place from July 30th to August 2nd. And we'll have this age group captured will be ages 6 to 12 for swimming. There will be a one-day session for students ages 13 to 17, and that will be on July 27th, 2024. We'll also have cricket, and when I was talking about the cricket tournament, we'll have cricket July 26th to August 2nd. We'll have basketball on August 12th through 16th, 2024. So many things to come. And if you need more information on the camps being hosted by the Department of Sports, you can visit the Facebook page, the Department of Sports-Nevis. You can call 469-5521 extension 6710. You can visit them upstairs, the Reliable Motors Miniplex, corner of Bath and the main road, and you can be part of that very exciting and engaging activity. Our summer camps, our sports camps are important. They give you just about 2 hours of activity per day, and you know I'm a big promoter of having some physical activity in place for our young people. We know what can happen easily when they stay home during the summer. They can easily stay home and overeat a bit, overindulge a bit. They can stay home and spend too much time on technology and not enough time on physical stimulation. So we speak of the mental stimulation that must happen during the summer, parents. We also speak of the physical stimulation that must happen during the summer, and the Summer Camps 2024 provide you that opportunity. And so we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll take you through some more opportunities for our students.
Sugar City St. Kitts, keep it sweet. Keep listening to Vaughn.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's you on the go. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go, let's go, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. The storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go, let's go, let's go.
All right, Welcome back to Youth on the Go here on Vaughan Radio. I'm Zanella Claxton from the Ministry of Education Natal, and of course we are here with you on Saturdays to share information, updates, activities. Just before the break, I ran us through the summer camp schedule, summer library program, and sports summer camps. And for those of you just tuning in, the library program camps are, well, the applications are closed for the process is closed for the summer library program activity. However, the sports camps, you can still register, and so we want to encourage you to do so. We also want to underscore, I was doing it just before the break, the importance of physical activity, and the summer camps, the sports camps, I think are an affordable way to be able to get that physical activity in. Just about $10 per camp for about a 2-hour window, with the exception of the Emmanuel Keynes football camp, which will run a little bit longer and will have a few more amenities, and that is at the cost of $50. At the end of the Emmanuel Richards football camp, the students walk away with a ball and some other trinkets, as well as the fact that they will receive refreshments daily. So $50 gets you refreshments, gets you a ball, and so parents, please sign up. And the Department of Sports is partnering with the Emmanuel Richards football camp and providing support there. And the Emmanuel Richards football camp is now in its 19th year, and I want to say kudos and special good morning to Mr. Emmanuel Richards. Some of you know him as Eddie Keynes, for hosting that camp for 19 years, 19 consecutive years, and he has really built a brand, and we want to extend kudos to him for that. So parents, there is no excuse and there are no reasons why we can't participate and be part of any one of these sports and get our children involved in these sports as well. We also have the Department of Community Development has a series of camps, Camp Refresh happening, and it's coming up, and we want to encourage you to also support the Department of Community Development as they go through the Camp Refresh. Camp Refresh will be hosted at the Charlestown Secondary School, and we know that they generally have a large number of activities available. The theme this year is a fun summer experience through shared learning, and they're catering for ages 5 to 16 and running from July 15th to 26th, and the registration cost is $40. The camp times 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. daily, and you can get your forms at the Department of Community Development there in Charlestown, or at any of the community centers. And so we encourage all of you listeners, parents, you have multiple opportunities and options. We have options through the public sector, we have options through private entities, and we want to encourage you to access all of those options as far as possible. Map out your summer, apply early. Remember, you're not the only parent seeking the opportunity, so apply early. The Nevis Disaster Management Department will host the Summer Safety Camp, and it will run for ages 5 to 16, August 12th to 23rd. So that's on the back end of the summer. I love it. So when you think that you've had all the summer library program and the sports camps and the community development camps happening, we transition right into the Nevis Disaster Management Camp, and they will go through safety tips, staying safe around water. Too much sun is no fun. So I think that's taking us through a bit of the heat wave and how to deal with that. Stop, drop, and roll if clothes are on fire. So you're going to learn about how to deal with fire and fire emergencies. Find 2 ways out of every room and an outside place to meet. And so there are some tips that you will get, some safety tips that you will get that will be reinforced at the Summer Safety Camp hosted by the Nevis Disaster Management Department. How can you apply? How can you get to know more about it? 469-142 0923 or 664-9576. You will get all of the information that you need, and they will also have a volunteer recruitment drive for our older volunteers, persons 16 and over. They are looking for you, and so they will have volunteering opportunities at the summer camp. It's a great way to build your career, and for those of you who are in summer job attachment, you know we've spoken about building your resume and giving yourself that type of exposure. If you are a college student considering a career in education, athletics, sports management, coaching, dance, theater, culinary arts, fine arts, child psychology or management, a camp experience allows you to learn and develop skills that will enhance your resume and job marketability. And so you can reach out if you are 16 and older and you're available to support or to provide some assistance for this Nevis Disaster Management's summer safety camp, which will run from the 12th to the 23rd of August. You are asked to form part of the volunteer group, and there will be a special camp recruitment process from the 8th through the 9th of August 2024. So we encourage you all of our listeners and our viewers who are eligible, please support, please participate. As I said, there are also a few privately run camps, and we are encouraging you to also we'll try to share over the weeks as we get the information. We'll try to share some of those camps with you. We received the information about the Aquatic Recreation Center Limited 2024 summer camp, and that will run from August 7th to Wednesday, August 7th to Tuesday, August 13th, on weekdays only from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Camp registration is $10, and it must be paid by July 31st. The camp fee is $120, and daily rate, if you want to just come for one day, is $40, and camp and lunch $185. All campers should bring their snacks and water bottles each day, and the final day is a fun day. If you need more information, you can call 667-3334, or you can email arcnevis@gmail.com. That's the Aquatic Recreation Center. They'll be hosting camps during the summer as well. As I said, as we get more information about the various camps available, then we will share them with you. So if anyone out there has information about camps, you can feel free to share with us as well. Okay. I think those are all that we have the information on, though, in terms of camps and what is available, and we will continue to share out should we get any more. Additionally, Swim to Win will be having a few training activities coming up, and lifeguard training more specifically. They will have training for lifeguards as well as junior lifeguards, and we encourage you to also, if you are interested in swimming, or potentially for our young people who are learning to swim or in a swimming program, you can also reach out and get some training, some formal training from Swim to Win. And the World Academy of Safety and Health, WASH, will have representatives here. For the young people listening, the junior lifeguard training will take place on Nevis between July 10th and 11th, and it is at a cost of 20 EC. For the older persons, know that you can go on to Swim to Win Nevis, and you can get more information or to become a lifeguard instructor to do basic water rescue. For those who are and already have the lifeguard instructor, they also have level 1 lifeguard opportunities, level 2 lifeguard, and CPR, AED, and first aid training. And all of those will be happening in the upcoming days and weeks. And so we want to encourage you once again to participate, to share, to encourage your students to be part of these various processes and these various activities, so that they can really be engaged this summer. Before I close out, we also have the summer sail camp by the Aquatic and Sailing Center. The summer sail camp will take place from August 7th through 16th, 2024. It is for all levels from ages 6 to 17, and full day sailing lessons to develop your water skills. They go from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. each day, and weekdays only, and it's an 8-day camp at a cost of $300, and that's the summer sail camp being hosted by the Nevis Aquatic and Sailing Center. For more information, you can call 663-4387. We also have the summer aquatic camp, swim, sail, marine biology, kayaks, and snorkeling. So that's swimming, sailing, marine biology, kayaks, and snorkeling, and that is from August 19th to 23rd, 2024, at Owali Beach. It is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily from ages 5 to 17 at $200 per week, and that is also through the Nevis Aquatic and Sailing Center. Contact 663-4387. So as you can tell, there's no shortage so far, and I'm sure we are nowhere near covering all of the camps that are currently available, but there's no shortage on the opportunities which are available for our students, for our young people, and we encourage you to get them involved as far as possible so that they can learn new skills, and these skills can be transferable. They can use in various careers as well as other opportunities which they may have coming up. And so we encourage you to be safe out there, everyone, and we wish that you will all have a wonderful week. Happy graduation to those who will graduate this week, and best wishes to our cricketers as you go through your cricket tournament. Until next Saturday, I wish you all a wonderful week.
You're listening to Vaughn Radio from the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. With all the power from the tower, this is the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean, VON Radio, from the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.